My name is Daniel Reyes. For 7 years, I watched Seattle through cameras. 1,000 unblinking eyes wired into every street, bridge, and alley. I used to think it made me safe, knowing what was out there before anyone else did. Turns out, it just meant I was the first to see it all fall apart. When the outbreak began, I was sitting underground, surrounded by screens, watching the city eat itself pixel by pixel. I didn't fire a gun. I didn't save anyone. I just watched. This is what I saw. The first 7 days. Day 1, routine. Night shifts were my quiet addiction. The city surveillance command center sat 10 floors underground, buried beneath the Seattle Municipal Complex like a nerve ending no one remembered existed. 56 monitors blinked across the wall, painting the room in cold blue. Each screen was a small heartbeat of the city. Crosswalks, bridges, alleys, the glittering arteries of Pike Place and Capitol Hill. I lived in those pixels. The hum of the air system, the low hiss of static, the smell of burnt coffee. They became my soundtrack. Outside, rain whispered against the concrete ventilation shafts. Inside, the only motion came from the slow pan of security cameras following cars through the drizzle. I sipped coffee gone stale 2 hours ago and logged another maintenance note. Camera 17, frame jitter, probable lens condensation. Routine, always routine. The police scanner crackled. Unit 24 responding. Possible assault outside Harborview. Subject appears disoriented. Violent, I barely looked up. Seattle always had disoriented people. Lena strolled in 15 minutes late. Scarf soaked, eyeliner smudged. She tossed me a protein bar. Still awake, Reyes? You look like death before the coffee company policy, I said. We monitor until we become the ghosts ourselves. She laughed, sat, and started her feed rotations. Around 2 a.m., another report came through. Multiple assaults downtown, victims biting responders. The word biting made me pause, hand hovering over the mic. Probably drugs? Lena said without looking up. Remember last year's bath salt panic? I nodded, but left the scanner volume higher than usual. The monitors kept humming, the rain kept falling, and somewhere out there something new had already begun. Day 2, disturbance. It started as motion alerts. 4:23 a.m., hospital parking lot. A man staggering between cars, half naked, covered in blood. 4:26, and another near the bus terminal. 4:30, same movement pattern. Slow, erratic, like sleepwalkers underwater. I switched to manual control, zoomed in on the first feed. The man's mouth was open, jaw trembling as if chewing. His hands twitched. There was someone lying at his feet. Lena, I said quietly, come here. She rolled over, chewing her bar. Another drunk? Just watch. We stared as he knelt beside the body and, God, I thought the feed had glitched. Bit down. He tore at the flesh like it was food. Lena gagged. Tell me that's not real. I hit record, tagging the footage for the SPD data line. On another monitor, blue lights approached. 3 officers surrounded the man, shouting commands. He didn't respond. One cop fired a taser. The body convulsed, fell, then, seconds later, rose again, wires still attached. Static. All 3 body cams cut out. We sat there surrounded by the low hum of 100 screens, frozen. The radio crackled again. Harborview lockdown initiated. Reports of mass aggression. All units. Containment protocols. Containment. That word didn't belong on a police channel. Lena rubbed her temples. Maybe it's some infection. Rabies? PCP? I didn't answer. My reflection in the monitor looked ghostly in the flicker. One tired man watching a city unravel pixel by pixel. Day 3, collapse on screen. By dawn, it wasn't isolated anymore. Every feed told the same story. Crowds running, cars crashing, people tearing each other apart under the sodium lights. Downtown went first, then the docks. Cameras started dying one after another, feeds dissolving into black snow. At 9 a.m., our supervisor ordered a lockdown. Only skeleton staff remained. Phones kept ringing upstairs until they stopped altogether. Lena sat cross-legged on her chair, scrolling social media. "They're saying it's viral," she muttered. "Something's spreading through bites. People dying, coming back. It's trending under hashtag Seattle Nightmare." I stared at her screen. Live videos flooded in until the network throttled and every clip turned into spinning buffers. Then nothing. On the monitors, fires bloomed across the city. Orange flowers opening in the dark. Sirens wailed, then faded. The last clear feed showed a line of buses at Union Station packed with civilians. The camera trembled as someone slammed into it from behind, smearing blood across the lens before it went black. Lena whispered, "We should go." "Where?" "Home. Anywhere but here." "If it's in the streets, home won't help." She slammed her fist on the console. "So what? We just watch." That word hit harder than I expected. I'd spent years watching accidents, crimes, people at their worst, always from a safe, sterile distance. But that night, the barrier between screen and skin felt paper thin. By midnight, the backup generators hummed louder. The building shuddered once, maybe an explosion somewhere nearby. Lena paced. I stayed glued to the last functioning camera, overlooking Fifth Avenue, where a single ambulance burned while shadows moved inside the smoke. When she finally slept on the floor, I kept watching. I couldn't stop. Day 4, leaving the screens. The power died just before dawn. The sudden silence was deafening. No static, no hum, just the drip of rain through the vents. Lena woke with a start. "What happened?" "Generators out." I tried the radio. Static. The emergency lights flickered once and went dark. In the pale glow from my phone, I saw the walls differently. Gray concrete, cables like veins. The room smelled of dust and burnt wiring. "We can't stay," I said. Lena hesitated, then nodded. We scavenged flashlights, batteries, water bottles, whatever we could cram into a maintenance pack. I pulled a handful of flash drives from the server rack, automatic reflex. Evidence of what we'd seen, maybe proof that it started here, in real time. When we pushed open the exit hatch, cold air rushed in. The city above was quiet in the wrong way. No traffic, no distant music, just wind through empty streets. Smoke curled from downtown. The skyline flickered where fires reflected off low clouds. Lena whispered, "It's like someone pressed pause." We moved through alleys I'd memorized from years of camera feeds. The blind spots, the service tunnels, the stairwells no one used. Each corner looked smaller, heavier, realer than it ever had on screen. Halfway down 3rd Avenue, a siren wailed and cut short. Somewhere a single gunshot echoed, then silence again. By nightfall, we reached an abandoned parking garage. We ate protein bars by flashlight, no words left between us. When I woke in the middle of the night, Lena was gone. Just her scarf left behind, fluttering in the draft. Day 5, the empty city. The city felt like it had exhaled its last breath. I moved through it alone, guided by the ghost map in my head. Camera angles, motion sensors, maintenance routes. Streets I'd only known through lenses unfolded before me in ruin. Near Pioneer Square, an overturned ambulance blocked the intersection. The back doors hung open, blood streaking the interior. I caught my reflection in the glass, unshaven, eyes red, a stranger. I found a working handheld recorder in the glove compartment and started logging notes. Day 5. Downtown grid compromised. No power. Estimated 80% camera failure. Civilian presence, minimal talking helped. It filled the silence. Inside a convenience store, shelves were stripped bare except for cleaning supplies. I pocketed a bottle of alcohol and a handful of batteries. The smell of rot came from the freezer section. I didn't check why. Every block told the same story. Doors barricaded, cars abandoned mid-turn, posters fluttering from lampposts. City evacuation route, E5 corridor. I passed a child's bicycle lying in the street, one wheel spinning lazily in the wind. That night, I camped inside the security lobby of a high-rise. The monitors there were blank, but I still turned toward them like old habits. The silence buzzed louder than static ever had. Day 6, contact. I heard voices before I saw them, whispers beneath the city, echoing through a maintenance tunnel near the waterfront. I raised my flashlight. 3 figures flinched in the beam. A man, a woman, a teenager clutching a wrench. They were gaunt, filthy, eyes sharp. "Easy," I said, lowering the light. "I'm not infected." The man stepped forward. "Name?" "Daniel Reyes." His face changed. "The camera guy?" That startled me. "How do you know that?" "We saw you," the woman said, "before everything went dark." "You were on the public feed, the operator talking to dispatch. You watched us at the shelter when they stopped letting people in." My stomach turned. I tried to get help sent." The man snorted. "Yeah." Didn't work. Silence stretched. Then the teenager spoke. "You can fix generators, right?" "I can try." They led me into a maintenance room lit by a single camping lantern. The generator sat in pieces. I recognized the model from city infrastructure schematics. After 20 minutes of work, fuel line, spark plug, reset. The engine coughed to life, flooding the tunnel with warm, yellow light. The woman smiled for the first time. Guess the watcher's good for something after all. We shared canned soup, more water than I'd had in days. They told me about barricades failing, about the military pulling back south. The infection moved faster than anyone could map. That night, as we took turns on watch, the man, Marcus, asked, "Why'd you stay watching so long?" When it started. "Because if I stopped," I said, "it became real." He nodded like he understood. Day 7. The new watcher. By morning, the group decided to move north toward the university district. I told them I'd stay behind, just for a while. I needed height, perspective. I climbed the maintenance ladder up through a service hatch that opened onto a nearby office tower. From the roof, the city stretched silent and gray beneath a veil of smoke. The sound reflected dull sunlight like spilled mercury. In one corner of the roof, I found a portable monitor wired to a surviving street cam uplink, the last heartbeat of the surveillance network. I hooked my recorder into it, rewired a battery, and after a few sputters, the screen came alive. Camera 12B, Broadway and Pine. The feed was grainy, flickering, but it showed the intersection where I used to watch morning traffic. Now only a single figure moved across it. A man dragging a suitcase, slow and limping, vanishing into the fog. I set the monitor on a crate and sat beside it. The static hum returned, soft and steady like an old friend. I opened my logbook. Day 7. Seattle quiet. Survivors moving north. Network reduced to one operational feed. I used to watch over the city. Now I just watch for life. The wind picked up, carrying the faint echo of sirens from somewhere far away. Maybe memory, maybe real. I looked at the screen until the light faded, until the hum filled the world again, until the city became nothing but shadows in motion.